Sure. Usually pops out with the button telling. Says it's recording, it just didn't come up with my script on the side like it normally does, so we should be okay though. All right, good morning and welcome to everyone. My name is Sakina Ford and I'm the chief buyer assigned to this project. I also have with me Christy Alessino, my procurement coordinator as well. This is the pre-bid meeting for invitation to bid ITB-25-00380. That's for the medical stop loss insurance coverage. This meeting has been publicly noticed and provisions were made for any member of the public desiring to have access to attend the meeting. The meeting is being recorded and the recording will be made available as soon as possible after the meeting has ended. Only a written addendum may change the bid documents. All questions and answers today are not official until submitted in writing through the online discussions. And responses to questions will be in the form of a public notification and addendum if needed and posted through public notices in the UNA platform. As noted in section 4.7 of the solicitation document, any statements or comments made by county staff at this meeting, which might appear to modify the bid documents, shall be considered by bidders only as a tentative position of the county. In order for these statements to be considered as an actual change to the solicitation, they must be published in a written addendum. All questions must be submitted in writing through UNA procurement portal. The deadline for those questions to be submitted is 5 business days after this pre-bid meeting. And again, per section 4.7, submit those questions as early as possible so that we can provide the responses in a timely manner. Please note the county has received a couple of questions already, which we will be answering as soon as possible. If you've already submitted questions in UNA procurement, those will be posted. And for the sake of time, you don't need to repeat those questions here. The specifications and instructions are detailed in sections 1 and sections 4 of the solicitation document. And all the supporting documentation and the requested information is found in the UNA portal and is available for download. As you scroll down through those different sections, you will see those documents. The vendor discussions area is located at the bottom of that vendor portal. Please be advised that the cone of silence is still in effect. Bidders shall not contact any county employees other than myself or those identified in the cone of silence clause in the bid document. As a reminder, online bids must be submitted through the UNA procurement portal by 2 p.m. October 21st, 2025, which is our close date. We do recommend early submission in case of any technical problems. That is something that you may have to get in contact with the UNA procurement folks directly. So make sure you're doing that as early as you can. And I will go ahead and let everybody else that we have here on the project team introduce themselves. We'll start with Paul.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Paul Almeida. I'm with HR. I'm the contracts manager.
Becky.
Hi, everybody. My name is Rebecca Burley. I'm the benefits and retirement manager for the BOCC, Hillsborough County government.
Elizabeth.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Liz Bollinger. I am the Benefits and Retirement Partner in Human Resources.
Maria.
Good morning. My name is Maria Liddy, and I'm the HR Division Director overseeing benefits.
And Ivy.
Hello, Ivy Martin, Director of Human Resources.
Bindi.
Good morning, Bindi Shukla. I'm the HR Fiscal Manager.
Okay, and then I do believe we have some consultants here from the Baldwin Group.
You're
You're on mute. Catherine, do you want to lead off?
Hi, I'm Catherine Gadaya, the stop loss consultant for the Baldwin Group.
Justin?
Yeah, I'm Justin Elmore. I'm Senior Director of Client Experience for the Baldwin Group.
And I'm Nancy Hyde. I'm a Senior Client Executive for the Baldwin Group. And lastly, Penny, a quick intro.
Yes, I'm Penny Clark. I'm the Senior Client Manager with the Baldwin Group.
Great. So I wanted to bring up a couple of important points in the solicitation before we let the project team go over the scope and the minimum requirements. First off, the closing deadline for the submissions. Again, that's 2 p.m. on Tuesday, October 21st. So we want to make sure you are getting that in on time. The second thing is the questions deadline, which is 5 days from today. So that'll be Tuesday, October 14th, 2025 by close of business, which is 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The insurance requirements in this solicitation have slightly changed as far as how they're presented. So please make sure you're taking a look at the supporting documentation. The insurance requirements document is there, and you will have to make sure that you're following those insurance requirements if you're the selected contractor. The other point that we want to make up front is that the vendor, as per, and I want to get the right paragraph real quick here. As per the solicitation, contract terms and conditions document paragraph, subparagraph 1544, the vendor is going to be responsible for paying Cigna the $3 per employee per month fee to receive the claims reporting data needed to take care of the stop loss requirements. So we just want to make sure you understand that's not going to get paid to the county. That's going to be paid directly to Cigna from the vendor that is contracted off of this solicitation. Okay. Along with that, your pricing information is going into the pricing questionnaire, which is a separate document required when you go to do your submission. It is listed for the 10-year term that we have put on here for the term we're expecting. Please be aware that year one, we are asking for a guaranteed composite per employee per month rate. And then from years 2 through 10, we are looking for either a guaranteed PEPM rate or a percentage increase that you are recommending or that you are offering, and a maximum of 20% allowed. So we just wanted to be clear, the maximum for your percentage increase for years 2 through 10 is going to be 20%. But what you're putting in your pricing table is what you're going to offer between 0 and 20%, whatever you're putting in as your offer. And that offer is going to become the maximum allowed for each of those years going forward. So we want to make sure that that is very clear, that that escalation is a maximum of 20%, but each year that maximum is going to be based on what you offer in your solicitation bid. And then also to bring up a quick point on deviations. Any deviations to what we have in the minimum requirements, pricing structure, any of that, if you are wanting to designate deviations, it's really important that that gets discussed and you present that now during the question and answer session so that we can address any possible deviations that you are looking to present. If you present the deviations in your submission and we haven't had a chance to be aware of what you're questioning, it could mean that your deviations are not acceptable and we would not be able to accept that process through your bid and may be rejected. So if you can submit early enough in the question and answer period, anything that you might need to consider as a deviation, we will make sure to take a look at that and address those in advance.
By submitting through the Q&A period, it gives you the opportunity to ask the question prior to submitting your bid to know whether or not the county is willing to accept it. If you only submit it with your bid, then it's either the county cannot accept it or we can, and there's no room for you to have any flexibility. Because this is an invitation to bid, there is no negotiation. So we want to be clear that if you submit it as a question now, we can at least tell you in advance of submitting your bid whether or not the county is willing to accept it instead of just rejecting your bid. So this is your opportunity to ask the question before bid submission. But you have that question and answer period only for the next 5 days through that Q&A period.
Okay. So if anybody has any questions on that, if you want to bring that up on the procedural stuff, let's go ahead and take a minute to let you ask that question. Just want to make sure. Does not look like we have anybody looking to ask the question at this point. So I'm going to go ahead and turn this over to, I guess, Becky, you said you're going to be the subject matter expert as far as discussing the scope. But of course, we have Paul, we have Becky, the rest of the Human Resources Department, and the Baldwin Group here to talk about that project scope. So I'm going to hand it off to your team here, Paul and Becky.
All right, thank you so much, Sakina and Christy. And I'm certainly not going to go over all of the specifications because the bid hasn't been out for a week now, so I'm sure that you all had an opportunity to read it, but I do want to just kind of talk about some of the finer points. In the specifications, scope 1.1, page 3, just want to reiterate that the self-funded group health plan contracts currently with Cigna Health and Life Insurance as its third-party administrator, and they manage our health plan, pharmacy benefits, PBM services, behavioral health, and EAP services. And then jumping down to the background information, 1.2.3 at the bottom of page 3, Cigna is also currently our medical stop loss insurer. The coverage currently includes, and that's going to be at the top of page 4, the contract type is paid in 20. And the claims basis, paid, accrued, or incurred, is an incurred
Paid in 12, Becky, just for correction.
Pardon?
Paid in 12.
Yes. What did I say? Not okay.
You
Paid in
said
12.
20, sorry, but
sorry about that, folks. And then incurred October 1st, 2013 to December 31st, 2025. And then the specific stop loss currently, our individual specific stop loss deductible is $675,000 currently. It is an unlimited plan. No laser exclusions or limitations of high risk and or transplant participants. Stop loss coverage is going to mirror the summary of the plans. Eligible population is employees, retirees, covered dependents, and COBRA. There should be no actively at work or non-confinement limitations, and the policy period is always going to be January 1st to December 31st of each year. The exclusion from stop loss is gene therapy medications, and there is a monthly premium invoicing to the county that is currently in place. We'd like that to continue. And reimbursements are processed automatically with no claim filing or notification requirements from the county. It does include, obviously, pharmacy claims. And the objectives and the exhibits have been provided for your use in your underwriting processes and purposes. And let's see. The exhibits, we provided reports of medical and RX claims from 22 through June of 2025. And in that exhibit, in each of those exhibits, it includes the enrolled subscribers, the claims above 100,000 with diagnosis, and stop loss reimbursements and premium rates. Let's see. In the minimum requirements on 1.5 minimum requirements at the kind of the middle of page 5, I just want to bring your attention to that no third party or managing general underwriter will be considered. There will be no commissions paid or overrides accepted on this program. And in 1.5.3, the bidder shall provide upon county request the following. And this is upon county request. We will ask for 3 references with a member size of at least 10,000. And then you can read the rest of that, obviously, the AM best rating. But what I want to bring your attention to in 1.5.4, the only change to what we're asking for from the current stop loss coverage to the 1/1/2026 stop loss coverage is we are intending to increase our stop loss specific stop loss deductible to $725,000. And then 1.5.4.2, I just want to reiterate again that the stop loss coverage is to follow the underlying health plan documents without excluding or limiting any benefits. And then Sakina's already mentioned about the data processing or the data file feed over to Cigna should you win the bid. And then I just want to take your attention to the last point that I have is 2.6 price escalation, page 9, 2.6.12. Every year beginning June 1st, the county and its contracted benefits consultant will coordinate negotiations with the contractor to determine individual specific stop loss deductible and premiums for the following year. So we will work together to review the claims and determine whether or not we're going to make any changes for that following year. Obviously not to exceed
that the maximum will be what is offered in your pricing questionnaire.
Yes, not to exceed the premium percentage increase offered in the pricing questionnaire. Underwriting, actuarial justification, and supporting documentation will be required to support the premium increases. So I just want to emphasize that we will start the process in June. It doesn't necessarily mean that we want a quote on June 1st. And that was all that I had that I wanted to bring everybody's particular attention to. So back to you, Sakina, or maybe Bindi might want to say something, or Paul. BKS.
I'm ready to hear from any questions if they have any questions from.
Okay. So that's the general overview of the scope and the minimum requirements of this ITB. And we are going to go ahead and open this up for questions. When you do speak, please make sure that you speak up and make sure to please state your name and the company you're with before you ask your question. We'll go ahead and open that up. Open for questions. Do we got anybody that needs to ask a question about the solicitation? Okay. I hope that means that we were, very clear and good at explaining everything we needed to explain today. I'm going to give it just one more second or two for a last call on any questions.
And remember that you're on mute, so if you want to unmute yourself.
Yes.
No, I'll speak. Everybody that's on the call from external is all with Cigna, so we're good to go. Appreciate you.
Okay. No other outside folks, so I do believe we are good to go. I will go ahead and consider this meeting closed. If we do have any additional questions that come in through the portal, we will make sure to get those addressed as soon as possible. And those will be posted under the public notices in the platform. So be on the lookout for those. And otherwise, I thank everybody for attending and for being here. And we look like we're good to go. Y'all have a great day. Thank you.
Thank you, Sakina. Thank you, Christy. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.